She was used to being invisible. But when a stranger left no tip, something hidden under the plate changed her life forever. The receipt sat on the table like a silent blame. Not even 1 penny. Just an empty space where hope usually was. For Maya Reed, standing in the middle of a crowded restaurant with the sound of clinking dishes and the smell of coffee in the air, that empty line felt heavier than the whole shift she'd worked. She took a slow breath, calming herself. Because this wasn't just about money. It was about another reminder that life rarely shows kindness to people already struggling. Before we go deeper into Maya's story, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet strength of doing the right thing, please take a moment to like this video, comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments where are you watching from. Maya was 27, a single mother doing her best to hold together a life that felt always one bill away from falling apart. She worked double shifts at a classic roadside restaurant just outside Pine Valley, a town that lived somewhere between forgotten and ignored. Her mornings started before the sun came up, packing snacks and coloring books for her 4-year-old daughter, who spent the day with a kind neighbor, while Maya poured coffee for strangers who rarely learned her name. She wore tiredness like a second uniform, stitched invisibly into her apron. That afternoon had been extra long. The lunch rush turned into late afternoon, and then came him, and everyone noticed the moment he walked in. He didn't announce himself, didn't demand attention, but something about his presence changed the room. He wore a nice coat, carried himself with quiet confidence, and spoke politely but not much. His name printed on the credit card slip later was Daniel Whitmore, a name Maya didn't know, though many in the world did. A billionaire, though she wouldn't learn that until much later. Maya treated him like she treated everyone else. She refilled his coffee before he asked, brought his meal exactly as ordered, and checked in once more than usual because something about his distant look made her worry he might need something. He nodded, thanked her softly, and ate in silence. When he finished, he placed his fork and knife neatly together, slid out of the booth, and left without another word. When Maya returned to clear the table, she saw the receipt. Total paid, tip $0. Her chest got tight, not with anger, but with that familiar sinking feeling. She thought about the grocery list taped to her fridge at home, the school supplies needed, the rent due in 10 days. She swallowed hard, reminding herself that kindness wasn't about getting something back. She wiped the table carefully, stacking the plate when something stopped her. The plate didn't move smoothly. It caught on something beneath it. Maya lifted it again, slower this time, and saw a folded piece of paper tucked under the edge. Her name was written on it in careful handwriting. Just her first name, no fancy writing, no explanation. Her heart began to race, not with fear, but with curiosity that felt almost special. She waited until the rush calmed before opening it, hands shaking just enough to notice. Inside was a note, simple and plain. It spoke of watching, of noticing how she balanced a child's drawing tucked into her apron pocket, how she spoke gently to every customer, how she worked with respect even when the day was unkind. It ended with a sentence that made her sit down in the booth, breath caught in her throat. This is not a tip, it's an opportunity. Tucked behind the note was a business card and a folded check. The number on it made her vision blur, not because it was huge, but because it was exactly what she needed. Enough to cover rent, child care, and a little more. Enough to breathe again. But more than that, the card invited her to call. No pressure. No promises, just a door opened slightly. Maya went home that night in a daze. She held her daughter a little longer than usual, listening to her talk about the shapes she'd learned that day, feeling something unfamiliar grow in her chest. Possibility. The next morning, after dropping off her daughter, Maya sat in her car for nearly 20 minutes before calling the number. When someone answered, they didn't rush her. They listened. Weeks passed, then months. Maya didn't quit her job right away. She learned that Daniel Whitmore ran a foundation focused on small-town businesses and overlooked talent. He believed dignity came from work, not handouts. The note had been his way of testing something, not her obedience but her attention. Would she notice what others missed? She did. Through mentorship, training, and resources she never imagined having access to, Maya discovered she had a gift for organization and leadership. The restaurant owner noticed, too, offering her more responsibility. Eventually, with guidance and a small grant from the foundation, Maya helped modernize the restaurant's operations, turning it into a community hub that hired other parents, balancing work and family. Years later, Maya stood in the same restaurant, now brighter, busier, and filled with laughter. Her daughter sat at the counter doing homework, safe and confident. Daniel visited once a year, always sitting in the same booth, always leaving no tip, just a note. Each one reminded Maya that the world doesn't always change loudly. Sometimes it changes quietly under a plate waiting for someone who's paying attention. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment now to like this video, share it with someone who believes in kindness, and stay with us by subscribing. Your support helps stories like this reach people who need them. Before we end, we have a special request. Please comment below with one word that describes how this story made you feel and tell us where you're watching from. Your words matter more than you know because sometimes what looks like nothing changes everything.